Guys, I'm back. So today is December 1st, and I know I mentioned to some of you, if you might have seen the video, you might not have. I will be doing 30 days of lives, thanks to my biz bestie who challenged me to do this. That's a lot of days in a row to show up. So I'm gonna do my best, no promises, but we'll see what happens and how it works out. I'm gonna try though, and we'll just see. I've never done that many lives in a row before, but I'm willing to try. And one thing I want to talk to you guys about today is the idea of being lazy. Okay, so in my business, a lot of my clients and the audience I work with, the community, they ask me a lot about productivity, accountability, mindset, all that good stuff. And really, the more that we try to avoid being lazy, the better we're going to feel about ourselves and physically. And it's just, it overflows into many areas of your life, right? When we focus on one part of our life to really improve, we start to improve that part of our life. And then somehow this part of our life starts improving. And then this part, when we start being intentional about our habits, it's, that snowball effect, right? And so I'm going to try to keep these videos short as possible. You guys know I like to chat, but I'm going to make them as manageable as possible just to jump on and, connect with me and then move on with your day. I know we don't want to sit here for a half an hour and talk. I mean, maybe I do, but you probably don't. Okay, so a couple things on how to stop being lazy and how to, maybe be more intentional with your habits and what you're doing with your time. And I want you to really think about the goals that you have. And I don't want you to have a list of 10 big goals, okay? I want you to pick one, maybe two, that are really important for you. They're big. They're going to challenge you, but they're going to have a huge impact in your life. And, maybe that's, if you're a business owner, maybe it's showing up in your business every day for a half an hour. Maybe it's being sober. Maybe it's giving up alcohol for 30 days or, whatever that time frame looks like for you. Or maybe it's going on a walk every day after dinner. Maybe it's reading your Bible for 5 minutes in the morning or meditating or, whatever it is that you want to focus on and that you think would greatly impact your life. I want you to write that goal down, but I want you to make sure that it is manageable. Okay. So we don't want to have so many goals because, they're simple. Well, I'm going to take my vitamins every day. I'm, going to do this other 5-minute task every day. And if we start having these teeny little goals, all of a sudden we have like 12 goals that we're trying to accomplish every day. And if anyone's ever done that, I have. It's really hard to do the same 12 things every single day, minus like the first 5 days when we were really gung ho. And so what I want you to do is really just focus on one or two really realistic and impactful goals that you want to work on. So that way you feel accomplished every day. You're not looking at that list saying, I haven't done anything. So start thinking, and it could just be like, I'm going to pick up my room, make my bed, clean up my bathroom every night. It's going to take you 15 minutes. But that's going to make a huge impact on how you feel because our environment impacts us. It really does. How we feel, how we think, it's there. And then the second thing is don't expect yourself to be perfect. So perfectionism causes a lot of stress and anxiety, and it can also lead to depression. There's lots of studies on it. And so I want you to give yourself grace. And every day can be a day one. So if you go strong for 9 days and that 10th day, you don't do whatever it is, even if you're trying to be sober and on that 10th day, you have a drink, you're sober the next day. Okay. Like we just need to, accept that we're not perfect. We're human. We're going to make mistakes, but that doesn't mean we get to give up on our goals. And I want you to really, and I talk about self-talk a lot. So any of you have been following me know that self-talk is huge for me. I want you to be aware of how you are speaking to yourself around these things that you're trying to achieve. I don't want you to tell yourself you're lazy. I don't want you to tell yourself you're a slob or you're a drunk or, you don't care about your spiritual health or whatever it is. Like, I want you to really think about how can you put that in a positive perspective that's going to help you achieve your goal. So let's say we are trying to be, a cleaner, tidier person. I want you to talk to yourself like you are. Be like, wow, I'm actually really good at organizing my kitchen, or I'm really good at making sure that the dishes are done every night. Whatever it is, just think of those positive things you can bring into play. And the fourth thing is to create a plan of action. Okay. So really, I want you to bullet point it out. I know I'm a planner and I'm a list maker, but I want you to really think about how you're going to make this work so that you know it's achievable and you actually know when in the day you're going to do it. Or, if it's, let's say you're giving up a habit like drinking or smoking, what are you going to do in place of that? Because that's part of your life if that's something you're doing. And you really need to have a plan of action of how you're going to make time for that. What effort is required for that to happen? So think through that. And then also think about your strengths. Okay. So you have strengths. You're not like, we all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses. I want you to really focus on your strengths and how you can utilize them for this goal that you're trying to achieve. And then recognize your accomplishments. Okay. So, like I said, let's say you're trying to be sober and you make it 9 days sober. On that 10th day, you have a drink out with friends, everyone's having mimosas, and you're like, oh, I really want a mimosa. You have a mimosa, and then all of a sudden you get really down on yourself and you're like, I screwed this up. I was doing so well, all this stuff. Like I said, tomorrow's day one. You're going to be sober tomorrow. Okay. And then I want you to really recognize the accomplishment that you have. You made it 9 days without having a drink or without having a cigarette or, without forgetting to make your bed, whatever it is. Look at how far you're coming. Every single day that you try to attain your goal, to whatever it is you're accomplishing is huge, and honor yourself for that. Even if like day 3 is always day 1, you're still trying. Okay. You're better than you were before, because before you were doing, or you weren't doing something, or you were doing whatever it is every single day. And now you're only doing it on the 3rd day. Okay. So like, and eventually maybe you'll only do it on the 9th day, or maybe it's the, once a month you slip. Okay. So really look at how you're doing and then ask for help. So if you have a partner, a best friend, or me, or, coworker, whatever is appropriate, make sure that you like let people know you're trying, because they're going to encourage you. They might help you make sure it gets done. They might, let's say it's, you really want to have a nice clean bedroom every night, or you want the dishes done every night. And if you don't tell your partner or your roommate or whoever it is, and they leave all their dishes out, like they're not helping you work towards your goal. So make sure that you lean on people, especially if you're giving up a habit like smoking or being sober. Make sure those around you know, because they're going to be less likely to offer you a drink, and they're going to be more encouraging of the other habits you might have to bring into play in order to achieve your goal. And then, sorry, I'm losing my voice. And the final thing I want to say here is make sure you reward yourself. Okay. You are working on investing on your well-being and your life, and depend on the habit you choose, it could be extending your life. So make sure you reward yourself. Like a lot of times I see people and they'll go on, pretty strict cleanses or diets or whatever, all these things. And there needs to be a point where you say, I accomplished something here, whether it's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and you need to reward yourself. And it doesn't mean that, let's go back to the sober thing, because it's an easy example. Let's say you make it 21 days sober and that was your goal. That doesn't mean you need to reward yourself with a drink. You might look and say, hey, like, I really liked being sober. I feel really good in the mornings. I'm mentally better. I have more energy, whatever it is, so your reward probably isn't and shouldn't be a drink, but maybe it's like, I'm going to go buy that jacket I've been looking at, or I'm going to get a massage, or I'm going to splurge at Starbucks and get that fancy drink and that, croissant that I never would buy myself. Okay. So really help yourself see the positivity and the impact you are having on your life by focusing on goals intentionally and in bite-sized planned amounts. Okay. So that's just my thoughts for today. I have no idea how long this video was. I really tried to go through it. And then just kind of a recap here, what I have for ideas of how to stop being lazy and to be more intentional with your time is to make your goals manageable. Don't expect perfectionism. Really focus on that positive self-talk, creating your plan of action, focusing on your strengths and using them, recognizing your accomplishments, asking for help, and rewarding yourself. So I hope that was helpful, and hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. I will be back again. I want to be very graceful with myself and knowing that I most likely won't be here every day, but I'm going to try. So cheers and have a wonderful Wednesday.